All right, ready?
No.
This is our third one. We should be more comfortable now.
No, we are. I just feel still weird that we're really gonna talk about this.
Oh.
Because like again, like I told you, I've talked about it pissed
With your
off.
therapist.
Therapy when I was going through it, but
Mhm.
like there's always that rage and sadness, and now this is probably the first time ever I'm going in a such calming manner. I'm like, I'm good now. Like
Called
so-
growth.
yes, like yeah, you said that to me yesterday.
Yeah.
It's growth. I was like, oh my growth. All
Okay.
right,
Let's do the intro.
let's go.
They were like, we need the first episode to drop already.
Welcome back, guys.
What's poppin'?
Welcome to episode 3 of This and Yap.
Sorry, can we take a moment for her freaking nails? To the nails. Hey.
Yeah, they're like cat design.
I'm obsessed with them. I'm sorry.
It's okay. And they like are like that chrome color. Y'all know. I get my nails done like I have to every 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah.
My nail tech knows how it's done. I'm a regular at this point. They give me a Christmas gift. So,
anyways,
welcome back, guys, from This and Yap, the podcast, episode 3. What are we talking about?
oh, me? Okay. We are going to be talking about our first love and first heartbreak and the trials and tribulations that go through it. This isn't going to be a sad one. Well, no, not like totally sad. We're very past it already, so I think it will be yeah.
It's good. Cool minute now.
Yeah. And so we'll talk about some good times, some bad times, and how we've hopefully gotten better, but that's still out.
I feel like it's always ongoing growth that we'll do, because even now, us being in like the dating, well, I'm tapping out of the dating scene, but like being in dating scenes, I think we've lived and we learned. So damn, first loves. Holy shit. I've been like, I don't even know how to start.
I know.
Okay. So how did you meet you and your ex-partner? That's how we should start.
Okay. Let's start with the like quantifying first love. So for me, which I guess we're kind of similar in that way, my first love would have been my first boyfriend, quote unquote, which is from high school. So I actually met him freshman year of high school. So I was 14? We didn't start dating then, but I was like 14 as a freshman.
Yeah.
And we dated when I was 16. So we dated starting junior year of high school.
Let's go further back. See, this was so I met my ex-partner 8th grade.
Oh my god!
But yeah, it was 8th grade. But he and I didn't date until junior year. No. Senior year of high school. Just because of stuff. But like, so he was also my first friend too. So in 8th grade, it was the first day of school. I can remember this like it was yesterday, and I don't know why. I remember how he looked. It was so funny.
We'll not be inserting pictures.
We're not inserting pictures. We're
keeping them totally anonymous.
Yeah, we're gonna keeping this shit private.
For those of you that watch and then you know. Don't comment nothing. Don't comment their names. Nothing.
Yeah, like privacy is really important. Like let's keep it that way. So we met 8th grade. It was the first day of school. And my only class, which was 6th period, was assigned seating. I was like, yo, it's the first day. And I was
8th grade?
Yeah. So we were sitting next to each other. I didn't know this guy. I was like, who's this kid? I was like, he cute though, he all kitty. And I remember how he looked because he didn't have a mohawk, he had a faux hawk. So it was his hair and it like was up like this. I was cracking the hell. I when we used to talk, like I would make fun of him that day, like all the time about it. And I was like, whatever, because he came from a different state. He moved to California. He wasn't originally from here, and he was kind of my first friend, I think, which also kind of sucked low key because I lost 2 in 1. I was like, whatever. Yeah. But yeah, that's how we met, and then we kind of grew up together. So we saw each other grow up. We were good friends. He was like one of my best friends too, and yeah, but we went through different routes. He didn't go to the same high school I went to. He went to a magnet school, and then I went to my high school, whatever. And the only time we saw each other was because of sports, because he also played soccer. And so we saw each other at practice and all that jazz. So we stayed in touch and everything. And yeah, senior year. Jesus Christ.
Why do you keep saying junior
I
year?
don't know, but I think something
Did you
happened.
guys start flirting junior year?
Yeah, I think that's why.
Okay,
That's why. So junior year was starting a little flirtatious, and then senior year we started dating. He actually asked permission from my dad, because my dad's a very traditional man, illy dad. But no, yeah, he came and asked my dad, and yeah, and we started dating. I was 17 then.
Okay.
And yeah, we started dating senior year.
Okay. We'll pause there.
Yeah.
And I'll tell my story and then we'll start.
Yeah, we'll go on.
Okay. So I met my first boyfriend. I remember it was geometry class my freshman year of high school. And I was already like on the cheer team, and he was not like everyone's pick. He wasn't necessarily the cutest kid. Really tall. I think he already started growing facial hair. No, he didn't. But we just became friends. And I remember, sorry to my high school and sorry to my mom, I would cheat off of him in geometry because I would never do the homework, and our teacher would check the homework, so I'd always be copying off of him. I was like, hey, can you give me the answers? And so I'd be like frantically writing down the homework from his notebook.
LOL.
Yeah. And it wasn't until junior year, I don't really know what happened, that we just kind of were like, hey, we're really good friends. And
do you remember how you started dating? Who initiated it?
I want to say he did. I want to say like he very much came, because I had been trying to talk to other guys throughout high school, and he would kind of be the one that always got the whole like, I'm heartbroken, or like these boys are stupid, and he was always the one to be like, it's okay, like I'm here for you. It's very one of those like friends to lovers.
That's how he snagged her.
Like friends to lovers. And then he got cuter as time progressed. Like he changed. No, he did. He like started changing what he wore. He lost some weight. He like grew facial hair. Okay. So I thought he turned into a cutie. I remember
we all have different types. So
yeah. And I remember the first time my dad met him, he was like, that looks like a grown-ass man. That doesn't look like a 17-year-old or a 16-year-old. But we started dating junior year of high school, and yeah.
How long did you guys date for? Just to say the number. Like,
not very long. We broke up right before I went to college. So it was only like a year and a half, maybe 2 years.
Okay.
You all had a very long relationship.
Me and him had a really long relationship. We, if we include the breakup and makeups,
yes,
we were together for 8 years. If we don't count that, we were together for 6. You
guys 5. Broke up that many times?
Hey, it got toxic.
I don't remember that.
Because, like...
Did some of that happen before we met?
No.
Oh.
It was just kind of more like... I think I did my math wrong. Whatever. I'm not going to remember a lot of things.
It's fine. Basically, they were back and forth for 8 years.
We were back and forth. Not the full 8 years. It was... We had a lovely relationship. He was my first love. He was my first everything. Like, everything. If you know, you know. Like, stuff just started to change around when junior year of college. But yeah, we did have some back and forth moments, unfortunately. Like, we wanted to try again, and we did, but didn't work, and blah, blah. And then there's more to it. But we'll get into it. But
so, I mean, my relationship, for the most part, it was a short relationship, I would say.
Yeah.
But it was a good one. I think looking back on it, it was one that I should have cherished more.
It was your first love, dude.
Yeah, but there's always times, and especially now when I'm dating these like crappy guys, I look back and I was like, he was a good one. He didn't have a 0 period senior year, but I did. And
you academic.
And he would get to school, he would get dropped off early, and he would buy me coffee and a donut.
What a king.
Or like coffee and breakfast almost every day. And he would leave it in my locker. He had my code, so he would leave coffee and donuts in my locker sometimes. if I couldn't like catch him because I was running late, and he was like, okay, well, I gotta go to like first period, and I was like, I'm running late. So I would like open my locker, and there would be coffee and a donut and like a note. Oh no, that was junior year. Sorry, junior year was when he started doing that. Senior year was when he would meet me in front, and then I'd be like, okay, well, I have to go to class, and then sometimes he'd text me and be like, hey, I'm going to the donut shop, like, do you want something? I was like, can you bring me a donut? So I'd like walk out of my like classroom, my senior year English. He'd be like, did he bring some for the entire class? And I was like, no.
Just me.
Yeah.
But I remember because he would come in early from the magnet school, they'll drop off all the people who have practices and was an athlete to our high school, so they go to the teams. So I know, so during my 5th period, which was so freaking far.
Wait, pause. Yeah. So his magnet high school did not have a soccer team. He played for your high school soccer team.
They didn't have any sports in general.
But they were letting the students play for your Okay, got it.
So 5th period, he would get there midway, and I would leave class for like 15, 20 minutes.
Bathroom, I have to go to the bathroom, teacher.
And I'm booking it. Running to go see him. I remember even our first kiss. So fucking funny. Oh god.
He was your first kiss?
Yeah.
Cute.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I want to say yes. I'm confident. Yes.
Cute.
But I remember the first kiss was shit. No, it wasn't shit. It wasn't shit. It was just me being scared and nervous.
Everyone's first kiss is like
so that. I thought it was funny because like we met in front of like one of the classrooms from his coach's classroom, and we were sitting and talking, and he kept looking at me like he wanted to kiss me, and I looked away like fuck. And then I finally just turned and swooped in like whole hard. I was like, God. Yo, I need to calm down.
Smacked his face.
Pretty much.
You just smacked faces.
Well, it didn't feel that way, but like if you could give it the momentum of how I was going, yes. And I mean, it was a nice kiss though. It was a little smooch, and I remember our first date. It felt like a supervised date. Oh no, parents stayed with us, but like the dropping off parent before y'all could y'all could drive.
Yeah.
I remember the first date or the second date we went on. It was like to the movies, and then I was waiting still to get picked up, and he went to his mom's car, and then I think his mom told him to go wait with me.
Oh.
I was like,
that's cute.
It was so funny.
Shout out moms.
I know, that's facts, but I thought that was so funny. You know, I think when you're young, you're like navigating how to do this.
Yeah.
Because like I had no idea. Like I just knew I liked this guy. I like spending time with him, and that seems like enough. But like when you get older, you like learn so much more.
I don't even think I went on any official dates. Bro. Well, maybe like senior year, because then he had his license, so he could drive like his parents' cars. But I guess technically, from what I remember, and I'm so sorry if he ever sees this and I'm getting this all wrong.
By the way, there's 2 sides to everything, so we're just sharing like our sides. So.
Yes.
All due respect to the other people.
Yes, of course. I'm pretty sure our first like date, I guess, was junior year winter formal. And what?
God damn.
He came to my house. I don't think like he knew that he was supposed to buy like the corsage. So my parents bought them, like the corsage and boutonniere. And so we were both like awkwardly like, what do we do with this? Because we had never been to a dance before.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Yeah.
I literally reminded him. I was like, dude, you need to get it when we went to prom.
Oh, for prom, I was like freaking. I was like, you better have it. But no, actually, prom was super cute though, because we already were having like rocking moments at that time, but he was still so sweet about it. And he went prom dress shopping with me in LA. Like it was me, my mom, my aunt, my grandma, and him. Respect. And we all got in the car. We drove to like the fashion district in LA.
Downtown, yeah, I was about to say. I went to get my dress too.
And we bought his suit and my prom dress. Prom pictures are formal pictures, because we went to junior and senior winter formals, and it was
still
so
have the
cute.
Photos?
Yeah.
I deleted mine. Respect, sorry, but like it was just that time. I can't keep that shit anymore.
What I do is that for any partner that I've ever had for like long periods of time, I download all the photos into a flash drive. So all my photos are in a flash drive, like somewhere in my room in a drawer. Cool. And if I ever want to pull them out, then I can. But that's the thing. The reason I still have all of our photos, also, like, my formal photo is in.
Oh, wait, I have print photos. Okay. So
yeah, I have printed photos,
photo
like
albums, whatever.
No, I have, like, my aunt has a printed photo of my prom. My mom has a printed photo of, like, my formal, like, in her, like, office at work.
Oh, cute.
But I didn't end anything maliciously with him. Like, I think he and I actually reconnected when I was in college, and he was like, "Yeah, I hated you," and I was like, "You know what? That's fair."
No.
But let's talk a little bit about, like, your guys' like cute moments in your relationship.
Prom was a one, because you just brought up, you've just been talking about prom. I was like, so prom was the first time I reminded him to get a corsage and everything, because I was like, dude, please don't forget. And we went, we took nice pictures, and we had a great time. I think I almost ate it in my heels. I remember going down the stairs. I fucking hate wearing heels, dude. Like, I could wear sneakers all day. I fucking will. But yeah, I ate on the heels, and he caught me before I almost ate it.
Cute.
I was like, respect, good job. And then I can remember this very vividly. I remember one of the slow dances was "Thinking About You" by Frank Ocean.
Oh.
Yeah, and we were dancing. I remember telling him that I love him, and then but it was really, it's a really nice moment for sure. Do I hear that song with some type of way? Still sometimes, but not as much anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I even remember the first "I love yous." I remember the "I love you." I said it without knowing I said it. And then he told me he said it back. But I remember it was like raining. It was in high school. I don't remember exactly what was going on, but
it was
I know
like in the cafeteria.
it wasn't in that cafeteria. We technically, like, they didn't have a cafeteria in my high school.
I didn't really have a cafeteria either.
But, like, we were sitting somewhere and we were talking and it was raining, and I just felt some sense of love. I think we were 3 or 4 months in.
Oh.
Yeah, I said
soon.
I said it first, obviously. Since I can remember it. So I said it first and I froze because I was like, oh shit, I said it and I didn't even realize it. I said it naturally, which like I think that's like kind of what I want to say. Of course you don't want to say it forced, because that doesn't know.
No, for sure.
Mean it. But I remember saying it and he said it back. I was like, oh my god, shit. So I remember the first "I love yous." What was?
I honestly don't remember.
It's fine. We're not gonna remember a lot of shit.
I'm probably the one that said it first, because I feel like that just naturally comes up for me.
Yeah.
But no, it's funny when you said that you met his mom. I remembered the time that I spent Easter with his family, with his mom and his siblings. So his little sister, she, because I was on the cheer team, we would have like cheer camps, right? And so we made her do the cheer camp, because it was like, oh, every cheerleader needs to like bring a kid. Cheer. And oh my gosh, he was so supportive. Like, you know how every October it's like a cancer game, like football game, right? Yeah. So that was the same game as like the girls, like the young girls would come and cheer with us. And I have a picture I'll never forget. It's me in my uniform, him in a pink shirt.
You're talking about pictures so many fucking times.
I know.
I swear we're gonna get comments of like, why can't we see the picture? Like, because we're not disclosing any information here.
But I just remember, like, he was not like the school spirited type. Like, he was so.
I'm the same. I couldn't give a shit.
I was a cheerleader. I was a cheerleader. I kind of had to be. So
fake it till you make
I turned him into the whole, like, battle of the classes. I don't know if you had that.
Yeah, school spirit days.
Yeah, so like I made him like do it with me because I was required to. He was dressed in pink with a pink bandana, and his little sister was in like the pink shirt for that game.
I'm so sorry for you.
He liked it. He liked feeling like he was finally a part of it.
He liked it.
He did. He told me he did. He told me, like, after we had already broken up, that he did enjoy those moments. You want to talk about breakups now? Like, how the breakup happened?
We could talk about the breakup.
Okay. You want me to go first?
No, mine's...
Okay.
Do you want to go first?
I mean, mine's a little shorter.
Sure.
I know yours is lengthy.
Mine is long. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Honestly, mine was super selfish. Yeah. So, towards the end of high school, I was going away to college. as you
Said
have
in the
heard.
second episode.
Yes, as you have heard, where we went to school. So I was going away to college, and he wasn't sure if like college was going to be for him. So he was like, maybe I'll just stay home and go to community college. And I was like, okay, respectfully, I don't want to have a long distance relationship. I was like, I want to go to college and not feel like I have to be tied down by something. You know, I want to meet people. I don't know if that actually means dating or not, but I just want to have that like freedom. So I was like, you know, I still love you. I care for you a lot. I want to like ride this out, and then when I go to school, like I go away, you know,
So
and
like
that's
an
it.
expiration date.
Yeah, I had kind of put an expiration date on things. Also, full disclosure, and y'all might hate me for this, but I also had a crush on another guy at the same time that we were dating. Like I had a crush on this guy since like freshman year of high school.
Don't hate, by the way. No hates, no hate comments or anything.
Because I ended up kissing him.
Oh goodness. But let's just not say like again, everyone has their stories.
Yes.
We all, you know.
Yeah, so that happened, and I was honest, and I did tell him, you know, that had happened. And obviously he was angry and hurt, but he said, you know, I still have love for you. Like, we had already set this expiration date anyways, so we were like, let's just enjoy the rest of senior year together. Yeah. But, yeah, that breakup, he ended up, like, resenting me afterwards, which, again, totally valid, because I did mess up 100%. He was a super sweet guy, never did anything wrong to me. And then we reconnected, but I'll let you go first before I talk about that.
So it was going really well the first 2 years of college. Around my third year, my junior year, I started kind of learning more about my self-identity. And to be fair, I think me and my ex-partner were in this world of revolving our world around each other. And that is not healthy, from what I've learned. But we were both to blame there. So I started kind of in college junior year, I started exploring, and we did get, unfortunately, a little bit more fights and arguments that were stupid that I can't remember. And it was starting to get very unhealthy. I mean, unfortunately, Jeanette has seen a few times that we're crying or yelling, and you could just tell our attitudes were just shit. And, you know, again, as much as like he is a blame to it, I am a blame to it too. I could have done a lot of things differently that, you know, since the past is written, I can't change, but I only could change from what I learned from it and how to move forward with it. But there's a lot of things that I could have done differently for sure. And reflecting back, like, there's a lot of things I did out of spite. And when we both kind of did to each other. Like, he was mad, he went to go do something I didn't want him to do, and then vice versa. So, like, to give a little bit more context, I used to be the person that I thought, I'm never gonna drink, I'm never gonna party, that's not me, that's not who I am. And then around then, with the arguments and everything, I was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna go try everything. And of course that's gonna hurt a person when they're like, we thought we were gonna do this together, and I started doing it again separately. And again, I'm full to blame on that. Like, I shouldn't have not done that. And you
were looking for an outlet.
I was looking for an outlet, but like, you live and learn. He didn't like a lot of my friends, vice versa. But hey, I hate to fucking say it, he was right about a couple people. To be fair, you know, you live and you learn. I learned. So, but so from the first breakup, I only remember where I was and what was going on. I can't remember what the conversation was.
Okay.
Like, at all. I don't know why I can't remember, but I remember it was this context. Never have a serious conversation or argument through text. Fucking ever.
That was what happened?
It was over text. Yes, it was awful.
Oh gosh.
Do not ever, even now, like, any serious conversation or something that's really important to you, do that shit in person.
Yeah.
If, like,
or bare minimum over the phone.
Like, over the phone, bare minimum, FaceTime even, like, don't do it over text, because there's so much freaking miscommunication, man. Like, and that kind of probably influenced that. But then I don't remember the ending of what he said last, because I remember he talked last and I didn't respond. But I remember I saw it was like the goodbye message, not sharing locations, and he stopped. Like, I got all of that, and I just went to one of my other friends and I said, hey, me and my ex-partner just broke up. but I still didn't have any emotion.
Mm-hmm.
Like nothing was hitting me yet.
Yeah.
I think I was in like a trance of like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm remembering this wrong, so please, I apologize to the person. Try my best here. So, but I remember telling my friend, and then I went to my other friend's dorm when they were getting ready to go out, and I didn't go, and I was just sitting on the floor, and I just bursted out, finally crying. And then he was like, should I stay with you? I was like, no, go out, like, go.
Yeah.
And I remember just after going back to my room in town center and just losing my shit. I lost my shit. And I was just like, this is real. This is happening. This is crazy. Oh my God. And I remember all of them were like, don't talk to him. Do not text him. You told me not to text him. And I was just like losing my shit. And that was the first time of the multiple freaking breakups. Timeline it again. We went back and forth. He came back and we started feeling love again. We tried again. Then didn't work. Which was kind of both of our faults. I should have you know how like you're not strong enough to do something or ready to let go of something, so you just kind of keep going.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it was. And I knew a while ago after the first one, I should have just let this go, but clearly I didn't. Here we are. Hello. So as we continue to get older, we still had our lives revolved around each other in some perimeter as friends with benefits, as all that jazz. And again, it wasn't healthy. This was not healthy for either of us. And I think we both knew that deep down, but yet either one person wanted to try again and the other person did it, or it flipped.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, he was this close to my life still that he was at my master's degree graduation. But that's how close we still were. And that was probably, it was still a lot. I was still around all the time. I did school, my master's, like I did it. I was still at his house. Like there were a lot. And then how we ended finally was that I finally had the energy 2 years ago in January. I finally had technically December to January, I had the realization I need to let this go. I can't do this anymore. And he was also already checked out too, so we kind of had like a moment. This was more like a nicer one.
Yeah.
It was very genuine.
It was like a final goodbye.
It was a final goodbye, and we saw each other and just said goodbye and how much we loved each other.
Damn, 2 years ago.
Yeah, because of other events that I can remember that.
Feels like it was longer.
It feels longer for sure, but it was like 2 years ago, I think, maybe 3 now. Who knows? But we finally said our goodbyes, and that was when we were living at the apartment. And
yeah.
And then I was like, shit, this is really over, and I went to go get a tattoo that same day.
Yeah.
So there was. Like, he meant a lot to me. Like, 8 years is no joke.
It's a big part of your, like, developmental life.
I mean, yeah, he was a big part of my
Developmental,
not dementa.
You are mental.
I am mental. He was in a big part of my life. That's what hurt most, is that I lost 2 in 1. Because he was my first friend, and we were friends since 8th grade. Like, you have to just let that shit go. Like, that's crazy. But I still wish him always the best now, because again, I think we needed that nicer conclusion compared to all the other kind of poor conclusions that we had. And I think it was great. I mean, again, 8 years, I thought I was going to marry this guy, and he thought he was going to marry me. We had disclosure. We had he gave me a promise ring. Like, I wore that shit.
I had a promise ring with my first love.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah. For very different reasons, though.
Oh, yeah, it got me a necklace, and it was an infinity sign, and that meant a lot to us. So then I got a ring, promise ring, that also was that. Now that's in storage in a box away.
Yeah, I can't remember, like, what ours were, but I know we had some. And I know at freaking 17 or 16, it's like, oh, you guys had promise rings, but it was never like promise to marry or promise to be engaged. Ours was just like promise to continue like caring and loving for one another. So
Yeah.
if for whatever reason we saw each other years later and it was like, oh, you still had that ring on, it's like, oh, you still had like a sign of respect or care or love for me.
Yeah, it's more now like with friends and people. It's just I say to them, I'm like, when I've had those conversations with them about what happened, whatever, and all that, and I just said like, I hope he's well. I hope he's doing okay. I hope he's getting wherever he wants because I know, and I hope he would want the same for me, and I think there's a lot of respect there. Of course, in the beginning, I did not, and I was angry and mad.
Yeah.
You know, how was the grieving process for you?
Well, so honestly, when we broke up and I went to college, I didn't really even think about it. I was like, well, you know,
Yeah, you met me.
moving on. Yeah. I met you. I met so many other people in my life, other relationships, as you know. And then somewhere around like freshman, sophomore year in that time frame, I was curious as to how he was doing. So I found him on Instagram. And I reached out and I was like, hey, just want to see, you know, how life's treating you, this and that. And at first he was shocked to hear from me. And then,
be surprised.
Yeah.
Out of the blue.
Yeah.
Oh,
and,
shit.
And then it turned into, I'm just going to like, you know, dump everything like as honestly as possible. And I was like, hey, please do. And he was like, yeah, you know, I held a lot of like grudges and hatred towards you. And then he was like, what for? It's not doing me well. And then I was like, hey, I reflect and I know that you were such a great person and such a kind soul, like genuinely a kind soul, such a kind soul. I'll never forget the freaking, you know, coffee and donuts and writing me notes and
king shit, man.
The way that he asked me to prom too. And I
didn't even get asked for prom. Fucking.
He did
Triggered.
Like, he made a poster. He bought me a tiara and a little like pillow.
To be fair, she's a little bit more girly than I am, so.
And I remember, like, I remember, again, zero period. I had class, he didn't. Yeah. And my class had walked out to go return books to the library. And he's walking around with shit in his hands. And he was like, what are you doing outside? And I was like, I'm in class. Like, what do you want
me to do? Walk back?
Yeah. And all that. He asked me after school, after cheer practice. So I'm like sweaty and my hair is all like stupid. And my friend knew and she didn't tell me to change or anything. So I'm literally in like I'm literally in my cheer like workout clothes and he asked me and I was like, he's so cute. Anyways, so I would say I technically never really grieved, but I was the one that initiated the breakup. So very different. But I think it affected my relationships, my future relationships, in a way that I was like, I want a man to be that kind and that thoughtful and that caring.
Because that's what you deserve.
Yeah.
Freaking.
And definitely not a lot of them have lived up to that. I think each one, I don't know about each one of my other relationships.
I think the relationships have taught you something different each time.
Yeah. A couple of my relationships have shown me that type of kindness in different ways, right?
What I was trying to say is that let me reword it as a question. Do you feel like even the relationships that you've had also you have learned something about yourself that feels like this is what the value and standards should be for future relationships, X, Y, and Z? 100%.
Yeah, I think from each one of my relationships, I've learned different lessons. So, you know, from my first boyfriend, it was very much like I want a man to be kind and be caring and be thoughtful and be this like genuinely kind soul. And from other relationships, I've picked up like this is what I do like and this is what I don't like in a partner. And then from the ones that hit me harder, like all the breakups that have really hit me, it's like, okay, I need to reflect and be like, did I go wrong? And what did I learn about myself in that, you know? And so how do I change and take myself into a stronger version into the next relationship? Because I'm not perfect, you know, definitely not perfect.
I'm not even close to being freaking perfect, bro. But like, you live and you learn.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did have a grieving process.
You had quite an extensive grieving process.
It was so extensive. Again, because we went back and forth too. You live and you learn. Not do that. Once it's done, you should just cut the cord. Yeah. The grieving process was really extensive. It was a lot. I needed a lot of support in the beginning. It was really rough because I just was in a rut. Didn't want to do anything. Like I said from the last episode, I was like in the full depression mode, and even my friends as a group, with her included, cleaned out the apartment of all the pictures and everything. I remember freaking one of them was reading the letters. And then the other one looked at them like, why are you reading that? I was like, I started laughing. I wasn't the one who read him, like reread them, but like he was like, oh, sorry, I didn't know. I was like, bro, don't read them. I mean, you're more than happy to, but yeah, he wrote me stories. Our first year anniversary, he wrote me his perspective. 4 year? Was it the first year? It wasn't the first year. It was like the third or fourth year. He wrote me his side of the story, the viewpoint from the day he met me to like. Aww, it was really good.
That's cute.
It was really good. I went back to therapy, really sat with myself and just reflected from like present day now, because like our friend groups are still similar, so they sometimes see him and I sometimes see them, like, and all that stuff. So we hear from like, I guess, other sides of like how they're doing, and I'm like, whatever, like I'm glad he's doing right. Great, cool, like I'm fine. But yeah, it was really rough. That really made me grow up about relationships a lot more, especially future ones. Unfortunately, I got into more situationships than cases. I didn't get into other relationships like him.
Not yet, at least.
Not yet, yeah. So I've been through a lot of situationships, and those weren't healthy either, clearly. But again, I learned like I shouldn't go bending over backwards for people about certain things. Like that's what I've learned the biggest, and it's like only people are allowed a certain part of me if it's like reciprocated. It needs to be reciprocated. Like that's something I value. And knowing that the world should not revolve around the person, and I should have my own life and my own identity, and they should too, and then we could come together and help each other, support as really, I learned that, and that's what I value. I need that, and I also need reassurance, because I just am an overthinker and have anxiety, and I'm like, just need someone to let me know like, hey, everything's okay, and all that stuff,
Yeah.
But
my parents were cleaning out the garage a couple weeks ago, and we actually found there's a box in the garage labeled box of exes.
Oh god.
And it's like most of the shit that my exes have like given me, letters they wrote. There's like a giant birthday card that he had written me one time, and I kept like the coffee notes that he had written me.
That's sweet.
And I look back on all of that and I was like, damn, like if anything, I would not consider him my first heartbreak. I would consider the ex in college my first heartbreak. But every time I look back on anything from my first relationship with him, I'm always like I went wrong. Like I did not treat him the best that I could have. Like I was not the best person to him. I took advantage of his kindness and his caring, and I'm always like, and where did I go wrong in my next relationships after that? Like, I've just been picking bad ones ever since.
I think it's like it's hard in relationships now these day and age, because I even think sometimes, like, when stuff goes wrong, I'm thinking, what the heck did I do wrong? And then the people treat me, though, like shit. And you guys all seen it, and you're like, dude, you deserve better than that. You didn't do anything wrong. I'm like,
the thing we did wrong was picking him in the first place. That's where I'm like, why? Like, what happened to me that I keep picking out these bad ones?
When it comes to relationships now, what is like the values based on like everything that you've learned from your past relationships, besides the first one, but like overall?
That's a great question. So, from all the relationships, and I think for the most part, I still have a lot of growing to do in terms of relationships. And you could probably agree to this, like, even though I'm currently like dating, I still have not properly given myself the time to focus on me. And
I'm not saying anything.
And grow, and I understand that, but at the same time, like, I'm similar to you, like I want support and reassurance, and I feel like I'm just better I better grow when I know that somebody can help just kind of keep me on the right track, you know.
No,
Not that you don't, but
I only could do so much.
yeah. At one point, I've known you for so long that I was just kind of like listening to a parent where I'm like, yeah. You know?
I know, because that's what you do. Yeah, I know. I'm like, yeah, clearly, you know.
But I need to grow on my own. I've come to realize in my relationships that I'm extremely codependent. And I think I probably need to go to therapy for this at this point.
Woo!
Like, yeah, I seriously
therapy.
I seriously just need to get on the phone and like make a phone call because
whenever you're ready.
Yeah, for sure. It just hasn't been a priority at this moment to be like, let me go call somebody.
Yeah.
But I need to Ghostbusters. But I do need to make it a priority to figure out my own independence and not be scared. And I go to Disneyland by myself now, and that's a great first start. Like going somewhere so public, but it's also like genuinely my happy place. Like that's where I go to like break away from the world, and I'm like, let's go get a churro, eat some popcorn, get on a ride, smell the Pirates of the Caribbean water.
She has a pass, just to give context.
Yeah.
I do not.
Oh, and from other relationships I've learned how I need to be stronger for myself. I've learned that I need to speak up for myself more. I can't just be this person that I've been in the past where it's like, I'm just going to hold like my upset and my upset feelings.
Yeah, and I told her to fucking fight.
Until, like, I'm going to hold my upset feelings until you acknowledge that I'm upset. And then when I decide I'm ready, I'm going to talk to you. You know, like that's just not a good way to do things anymore. So I need to stop doing that. What about you?
What about me?
I guess it's hard because you haven't really been in another serious relationship.
Yeah, and I think that's for a reason because after that relationship, I actually took mental health really went down. I'm not even gonna lie. Mental health really went down. I needed to went on medication, all that jazz. And I really took the heavy time to actually be alone. And I think what helped me I think the blessing in that breakup, my first love, is that I learned what it's like to be alone, and I let myself be alone. I had to be uncomfortable with being by myself and doing things alone, and I was just like, I was like too kind of bad. In the beginning, it was really hard. I felt really uncomfortable. I felt like, how can someone just sit here and do nothing and be in their thoughts? But now it's just like, I love alone time now. Like, God, I hate going out sometimes. Like, I'm just like, I could be home and I'm reading a book, I'm chilling, and it's fine. It's nice. I think I've learned to become a little bit more independent and not rely on people. But I also learned that I'm a big people pleaser, and I've kind of been learning to find those boundaries of like not giving everyone all my cards when they don't deserve it in a relationship and in a friendship, just in general. So I've learned that, and I'm still working on it. I'm not saying I'm perfect because I'm not. And I learned though, like I need that reciprocated energy. Like I need that person who needs to be in a friendship and relationships, whatever. Like they need to have my back, and like, you know, they're here for the big moments, but here for the shit ass moments too. Like,
yeah,
you can't just have half of that shit and like expect 100% from me. Like, no, sorry, that's not how it works here anymore.
Yeah.
I like being independent, but sometimes Jeanette would say I'm also a little bit hyper independent.
Yes.
Because I'm a big person now. I'm just thinking I could do everything. Technically, I could do everything by myself. Like,
which is great.
Yeah, but I do want a partner someday. But I've done the dating scene. I have, and I'm just fucking tired of it, dude. I can't do it right now. It's not my focus nor a priority. That doesn't mean I don't miss being in a relationship and feeling those feelings. It just means like I have a lot of other things I really want to focus on. And she's right. I haven't been in a committed relationship in a while, but I'm also okay with that because
it'll find you.
Exactly. It will find me, and you know, whatever it happens. But I got a lot of other my dreams that I'm seeing right in front of me that's a little bit more important. And but I definitely am thankful for the relationships that taught me that. Yeah, that's what I guess I learned, and values. And
that's great. I was thinking about the whole like needing to go to therapy and stuff, and I was like, damn, there's also like some external factors that I haven't even like taken into consideration.
Trauma.
Yeah. Yeah, there is.
Trauma events do affect relationships too. Yes.
Yeah. And so I think it's like those things that it's like, oh, I haven't even taken into consideration that there are external factors outside of the relationships that I have had that are currently impacting the way that I view people or the way that I'm too trusting of people.
Yeah, and I'm now not trusting of any people. I think trust is a big thing where trust is earned. It's not given anymore in my philosophy. It's probably just, again, when you're a people pleaser and believing in people and want to believe in the best people, kind of could really, it could do you good favors and also be a bite in the ass later. So, but yeah, definitely external factors and trauma do affect also in my relationships, like the letting go and fear of being alone. And this comes from external factors, and that's what is beneficial, at least for me, as I am in therapy. Was healthy to learn like how to take care of those items.
So moral of the story, if you're thinking of therapy, do it.
If you like it. It's a definitely heavy learning curve. Whenever you feel ready, but it's never. Sometimes it's nice to ask someone's opinion of what, if you know someone who's in therapy, like what their experience is.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but like you really have to be ready to do the work with yourself to go to therapy.
100%. Yeah, you can't do the work if you just talking about it and you're like, yeah, whatever. You have to do the work, and it took a lot. That's what I'm saying. When you feel like you're ready, go for it. Yeah.
But I know we got a little sidetracked. But much respect to the first relationships, the first heartbreak, because to me they're two different people. Respect them. For the most part, I respect every person that I've dated, I think in different ways. Or I can respect parts of them in different ways, because not everybody is perfect and nobody is perfect. So if anybody's telling you like I'm the best or I'm different from the rest, like they're going to be a different type of something, that's for sure. Different type of special, a different type of stupid.
Stupid.
And so are you. And we're in our mid-20s now, still haven't gotten dating right. I don't know about you. I see people that are like, I'm marrying my high school sweetheart. Or I'm marrying, like,
Oh, yeah, I've seen that. And then someone's getting pregnant. And I'm like, I'm getting another degree. I don't know about y'all.
I'm going to go get another piercing.
I'm going to get a tattoo.
And I'm happy with myself. But also, your priorities are different. Like, you want your doctoral degree, and you want
That doesn't mean I don't want a relationship.
No, right. But, like, those are your current priorities, right? Like,
yeah,
you're not...
Let me get a degree, bitches.
You're not done. You're not done with your own life yet. So, to you, the priority is not to add somebody else into your life.
You never know.
Right.
I can't say yes to that, or I can't say no to that, because it's like, I think how I'm looking at it is like, yes, I am gonna get a degree. I'm gonna get another degree. So that's true, but that doesn't mean I don't know if a person's gonna come along at the same time. If they do, is it gonna be worth it? Am I gonna see it out? Maybe not. I can't give you that answer when I don't know what that path looks like. Right now, I could just see the outline.
Okay.
I don't know what's gonna happen when I get there.
Yeah.
I don't know how it's gonna look when I get there, or who I'm gonna meet when I get there. So it's just like, right now, how I look at it too, my perspective of my life, is I'm looking about right now that I'm here.
Yeah.
Doing a recording of this podcast.
Yeah.
Wow. And I can't say, like, I don't know what a relationship if I'll get in a relationship tomorrow, next week, next month, this year.
Yeah.
La 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 la. So I can't, like, when people say, oh, what about if this happens? I was like, I don't know if it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I can't say, oh yeah, for sure it's gonna happen then. I was like, I don't fucking know.
Control the things you can control.
I'm just controlling what I control. I was like, I just know I'm gonna get a degree and I'm gonna do research. That's all I know. I don't know the rest of what that's gonna look like. So I'm generally okay with that.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the difference of the answer, I guess. It's like,
yeah,
I'm not looking for it, but I'm not gonna deny if it appears. I'm gonna do something about it.
Okay, love that.
It's just like kind of me being open-minded. Like, maybe something will happen, maybe not. If maybe not, I'm still gonna get a fucking degree.
Hell yeah.
I'm going for that, bitch.
Your personal end goal is going to be that end goal. You're still gonna make it.
Yeah, and then a bunch of other goals after.
Yeah, I love that. I love how you're so goal oriented. I feel like I have very little goals.
Nah, I think we all have different parameters of goals, you know?
Yeah.
So I think
My current goal is to have my own place again. And
yeah. So like that doesn't mean it's like my goal's better than your type of goal. It's just more like we have different like perspective. It's not don't lower yourself. Don't.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Just don't lower yourself because like it is still a goal. It's still an accomplishment at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean it's lesser or anything. It just means like you're doing what's important to you right now. And that's in Jeanette's world and this is Bree's world.
And if someone tries to come along into it, then you better fit into what I already planned for myself.
Exactly. It's
can't be out here changing my goals.
It's working together as a unit, not oh, no, you got to stop that. And you got to do this. I'm like, nah, you could get out.
Ew, I went on a date with a guy and he was like, yeah, well, I want a woman that like cooks and cleans and like stays home. And I was like, and if I want to work, then what? He was like, well, you won't have to. And I was like, that wasn't the question. It's I want to work.
And I'm going to walk out of this restaurant.
Yeah, I was like, and we're done here. You can get out of the car.
It's like, thanks so much for your input. Please leave a 5-star rating for this Uber trip.
Yeah. I'm not switching. I think I almost did that
never
once.
Switch for any person, please. Do not. Y'all don't understand.
I almost did that once.
We all have.
And I look back on that and I was like, I would have regretted everything if I would have changed up my plan. We all have
done it. Me and her have done it. Yeah. And like we're saying now, from now knowing, don't do that. Be yourself. And if they can't take you as who you are, please, I hope you see that bigger picture.
Do as we say, not as we did.
Yeah, don't do what we did, bro. Don't switch up.
Yeah.
Don't switch up for any person.
But it's okay to make your own
lifestyle.
mistakes.
Yeah, we hello.
we keep making almost the similar mistakes and we're like, oh, we didn't learn yet.
And this is why I tapped out. But no, like please don't change for someone. Don't do that to you. Don't go away for who you are to go for somebody else. That's not okay. Like they should love for who you are as a person. Authentic self, please.
Facts. Period.
How we should conclude. Life advice?
Life advice? I was going to say like a message to the ex if they ever see this.
Oh shit. Sure, I guess.
I mean, we don't have to.
No, we can't. We could do both. Fuck it.
Life advice. We're going to start with life advice. No, actually I'm going to start with the message to my partner. My ex-partner. If this ever comes out to where on your internet sphere, surprise. If you ever see this, if you ever see this to that first boyfriend, you know who you are, and I appreciate you so much. Honestly, I think about you a lot more, because you were a very kind and beautiful soul, and I hope you still are that same kind and beautiful person, and I hope that nobody's ruined you. Because I would honestly be really sad. You're a great person with great values. Thank you. I don't know.
That's cute. That's sweet.
Yeah.
Shit. I'm not shit, like, because I didn't think about doing that. So, to my ex-partner, you know who you are. If this gets shared to you, whatever. I hope you're doing good, and I hope you're getting whatever you wanted in your life that you wanted to accomplish from the last time we talked, which was, over there. I hope you're doing good, genuinely, and I hope still nothing but the best for you, and wish you the best. You helped me between the good and the bad that's happened to us. You did teach me a lot, and I hope I taught you a lot, and I hope you're great.
That was nice.
Cool.
That was a nice
That
one.
was so fucking weird.
No, that was nice. After everything, that was nice.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
I mean it. I'm not saying this as a joke.
No, yeah.
I mean it.
Life advice. It's okay to get your heart broken, and it's okay to grieve and spend the time grieving. I don't really think we talked about this, but like allow yourself the proper time to process.
Yes.
Like seriously.
Mm-hmm. Don't rush.
yeah, don't rush your grieving
There's no
process.
timeline on that either.
Let yourself grieve for as much as you need to grieve, but also don't be afraid to fall in love again. It's a beautiful thing, and it takes a lot.
Don't do it. Just kidding.
It takes a lot for a person to fall in love, knowing that there is potential heartbreak involved. But allow yourself that leap of faith.
Period. Just honestly, you live and you learn from every single relationship, friendship, relationship, whatever. You live and you learn. I hope you just take the time to take care of yourself, and I hope you enjoy those memories. Even the bad and the ugly, there's still beautiful things from those relationships. If you reflect back, if you're grieving, if you're in one, make sure you feel like they're checkboxing those values that are important to you, and that you continue to be who you are. Do not change for any other person in any perimeter in any way. Yes, there is sacrifices in relationships for sure. Yes, but making sure those are respected in both areas of the party, not just for one person. So, and that even includes for you. Like, don't, y'all, you know what I mean.
Yes.
But yeah. All right.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining episode 3. Hope you enjoy. Please like, share, subscribe. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on YouTube. Spotify. Like, please, I hope you enjoy and tune in for episode 4, whatever that may look like, because I have no idea.
All right. Thanks.
Bye.